I chat again with young leaders, they are desperately seeking, on any controversial subject, 2 or 3 talking points that they can then begin to leak into a conversation that will take it a different direction.
Right.
They're also looking for some scriptural linkages coming out of both Old and New Testaments about the value of the human person, about where all of this came from, and reading the culture. What is the culture throwing at us that's setting us off just a little bit and diverting and distracting our attention from some of the core things? Without ignoring the culture, we engage and we love people. But how do you do that in an intellectually rigorous fashion?
Right.
I think is something that we hold on to. We want to provide those kind of tools.
That's right.
So how do you engage? And then on specific issues, here are some possibilities that you might chase down in your discussions. You might use this in a preaching message. You might use this in your blogging, because a lot of these young Christian leaders are blogging and communicating. They're in the grassroots. And there's literally hundreds of them in Canada, if not thousands of people in this next generation who are just really crying out for some handles on some things. I think that's what we do well here.
Yeah, absolutely. And our research and our policy work that we do, we always emphasize that it has to be credible and public. And so we have to have that intellectual rigor. But it's not just credible and public, it's also Christian. And all of that intellectual rigor can go out the window if we're not grounded in the truth of the incarnation and in our Lord's glorious resurrection that have changed the world and are continually changing the world. So as Cardus, really we're here as our Lord's hands and feet and mouths to be present in the world and to be able to offer to the world a profoundly robust, truthful Christian message. Because of course we believe that truth is a person, not a philosophy that changes with the age, but really the person of our Lord Jesus Christ. And I think that Christian dynamic that we have within Cardus and that presence of Christian truth that we then carry out into the world is, I think, tremendously exciting. It's filled with hope, it's filled with joy, and I think it's going to be very captivating as we continue to refine how we present that and engage young pastors and pastors more generally in that work.
Here's another thing that I've noticed since working at Cardus and being in this thing. We have an immense, gifted staff who are worshipers. They are people who have their feet on the ground, who, just as you said, don't just sit in an enclosed environment thinking big thoughts. We are living it out in pastoral life as people who do worship regularly. We have senior fellows and fellows here who are deeply engaged in all kinds of activities and mind-bending research that we draw from. And they too are worshipers. And that's an important thing, is that we know what it's like. You and I are both pastors. We meet with people every week. That's our central calling. And how does that play itself out? We wrestle with that. And we have colleagues around here, and we're doing work for others that they can then pass on. And so they can digest what they're feeling and seeing in the culture and come to some more targeted, more focused talking points and places that they can now engage with other people. I think that's something that we do well. And we can not just funnel it to others, but we have so many resources here that are doing the work that others would say, I wish someone was thinking about that.
Yes.
Well, we are thinking about
That's right.
that. And we want to put that out in some really tangible ways with people.
Well, Doug, I'm really excited about this newsletter. I think between that and the other efforts that we have through faith communities here at Cardus, we can really begin to bring about some significant new types of support to pastors across the country. So I look forward to our conversations in the newsletter and as we go out into the broader community.
It's going to be delightful, and it's always good working together and with the team here at Cardus.
Yeah.